So, little update. First off, still gonna run with the Buick. I was having some second thoughts about running this engine because it is still unknown besides the typical quick compression check and slight going through that I did check the oil, spins over. I was going to do a flathead swap. Had a guy with a couple of flatheads down in Connecticut. I was going to run down and get them and change everything over to a traditional style hot rod. But, I got a lot of time already invested in this from somebody else. Somebody put into it with these components. So I'm going to stick with it. Rat rod, hot rod, whatever you want to call it. Have fun with it. We're going to run this engine. I got a 2-barrel. Found that. Had to loosen it up. It was all seized up, man. I'm probably going to have to rebuild it. But just for these purposes to fire it up, this is fine. Hear it run, check oil. Which brings us to the next step. I could run it right now and run it open headers, basically no headers, but my better side is telling me, you know what, you better not do that. Let's move forward with figuring out what we're going to do with this exhaust before I fire it up and run it. So, made a template, paper template. Each one of these are exactly the same, so that's cool, right? Makes sense. So I made a header flange where my gasket would go for my headers, which I don't have. I'm going to make them. I'm going to cut 4 of these, or 8 of these out, I should say. I'm going to get the diameter of this, put some exhaust pipe, little stub, and then I'm going to send away for a Speedway Motors Lakes pipe header kit. So it's weld your own. So you got your flanges that I'm going to build, and then you adapt it to the Chevy Lakes pipe, which if you haven't seen them before, Lakes, because they were on the lakes, hot rods run them, a lot of guys run them. They come out and they go on the outside of the door. They kind of point off in that direction. And I don't know what size diameter the pipe is, but you can get them with a cap on them. So you would have them loud right in your face if you want to run them open, or you could cap them and then run a pipe under the car and run a full exhaust system with duals out the back. So I forgot what thickness this steel is, but it's pretty thick. I don't know. I want to say 3/8. This is a what is this? 7/16. This is 1/2 inch bolt. No, it's a 1/2 inch wrench right here. You can probably go off of that just to get the thickness of it. I gotta look it up, but that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make 8 of these, weld it up, which brings us to new welder. For years I've been using a flux core Lincoln. It's been fine for sheet metal, but I went and purchased this from Tractor Supply. It's pretty neat. It does either flux core or regular MIG wire. All you got to do is switch polarities there if you want to run flux core, but I have it the right way. And check it out. You got the diagram right here. Whatever you're running, steel, type of gas mix. I'm running mixed. So, you got your thickness of metal all the way up to 1/4 inch. And then what the settings are for your speed and your voltage. So, and it's gas. So like I keep saying, it's got the gas tank. So what that does is when you squeeze the trigger, welding wire comes out and then a spurt of gas is on while it's welding, and that shields the weld. That's my basic understanding of that. So I'm going to need to have cleaner welds and to do this type of a job. So this is going to be ground down and cleaned up a little bit better. I don't want to take too much away because it's only going to be holding this surface, that thickness. So I don't want to make it too thin. It's only 2 bolts holding it on each one. They'll be independent, so I got to see if they twist at all. Normally you have a flange on Chevys that I've used before. The flange is all one piece. But I think for this, we'll get away with it. If I got to build a support or something, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. You just let them jiggle. So that's the update. Sorry, it's been a while.